नमः सदसे नमः सदसस्पतये नमः सखीनां पुरोगाणां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिव्यै सप्रथसभां मे गोपाय ये च सभ्याः सभासदः तानिन्द्रियावतः कुरु सर्वमायुरुपासताम् अहे बुद्धिगमन्त्रं मे गोपाय यमृषयस्त्रैविदा विदुः ऋचः सामानि यजुगुंषि सा हि श्रीः अमृता सताम्। सभायै नमः। ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಒಲವಿನ ನಾಡು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿವಾಸ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಶಾಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವಿಗಳು, ವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರು, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಚಿಂತಕರು ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸ್ವಾನುಭವ. ತತ್ರಾಪಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಈ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಾಶಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹವಿರಲಿ ಎಂದು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ, ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯೇ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರತಿಬಿಂಬವಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ವಿಶಾಲವಾದಂತಹ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳಿವೆ. ಅವುಗಳ ವಿನಿಮಯವಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಂತಹ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಪ್ರವಚನದ ಒಂದು ಸರಣಿಯನ್ನು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಬಿ ವಿ ರಾಮನ್ರವರ ಪರಿವಾರ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಪ್ತ ಮಿತ್ರರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಬಾಬುರವರು, ಅವರ ಮಗ ಸುಪ್ರಜಾಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಮುನಿಕೃಷ್ಣರವರು, ಹಾಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೂ ಕೇವಲ ಫೋನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯರವರು ಮತ್ತು ಜಯಂತಿ ಮನೋಹರ್ ಅವರು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರಿನಿಷ್ಠಿತರಾದಂತಹ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲು ಕೇಳಿರೋದು ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಬಾಬುರವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಅಂಶದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೇಳಿಗರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ 3 ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಕೇಳಿಗರು ಅಸಾರ್ಟೆಡ್, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಿಶ್ರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಿಕರು, ಅವರ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಿಕರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಸಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದರಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಚರ್ವಿತ ಚರ್ಮಣ ದೋಷ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗದಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಗಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬೇಡುತ್ತಾ, ಇವತ್ತು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಾಪಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಆಹ್ವಾನ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹದವರು ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷ ಮೂಲದವರಾದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಂಡನೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ. For the benefit of non-Kannada speaking listeners, I deem it as my privilege to address all of you and draw your attention to the basis of Jyotisha, astrology and astronomy, alluding its references in the Vedic texts. With the blessings of my Guru Shri Ghanapathi Sachidananda Swamiji, who has blessed us, many of us, amply in many ways, we had been quite fortunate to correlate and link a few references which I would like to share with you. The topic of the lecture for this day is called as Vedic Jyotisha. Being a grammarian at heart, it's my sacred duty to draw your attention to the derivative nature of each word. What is Vaidika? Vaidika is not about a ritual. Of course, it also has it's an extended meaning of Vaidika. But the grammar says, Tadadhite Tadveda. One who knows it very well, or one who is undertaking the study of Veda, can be deemed as Vaidika. Therefore, whoever has understood the synopsis of Veda and its philosophy can be deemed as Vaidika. And Jyotisha means a study which has to do about the transit of Jyotis. Jyotis is the root word Pratipadika and Ach is the Pratyaya. Jyotis a Jyotisha. Jyotihi Suryadi Teshang Gatyadikam Pratipadyataja Asya Astiti Ach Pratyaya Vedanga Shastra Visheshaha. Jyotisham Nayanam Viduhu. This is the Siksha Vachana. If the Paramatman or the Veda Purusha is an embodiment, to make it full, we need to envision the entire Swarupa, and thereby we have to identify which part is what. These are called as the limbs of Veda. Among them, the Jyotish Shastra occupies the slot of I. Therefore, the Jyotishika is a sort of ophthalmologist because he is dealing with the eye. Why is it called as eye? There are several other important limbs. Why eye? Because Sarvendriyanam Nayanam Pradhanam. Among all your senses, sensory organs, the eyes are very important because they will guide you where to go, what to do. Then, what is the basic text of Jyotisha? We call it as Lagadha Jyotisha, the text which is composed by a seer called Lagadha. Panchaskandha Vidam Shastram Hora Gadita Samhita. There are several ancillary texts, Keralihi, Shakunincha, Eva. This is one of the references from Prashnaratna Tika. For every Shastra, we have a quartet which is very important. We call it as Sambandha Chatushtaya. Vishayaha. What is the topic for it? Asya Shastraska Sambandha Vedanga Viti Choditaha Abhidegancha Jagatam Shubha Shubha Nirupanam. What is the topic for this Shastra? Is that Shubha Ashubha Nirupana. Shubha Ashubha. What is Shubham? What is good and what is bad? And what are the indicators? So the primary objective of Jyotish Shastra is to mark this. Ijya Adhyayana Sankranti Graha Shodasha Karmanam. What are you looking at? Ijya. Ijya means the rituals, the Yajna Karma, the Shrauta Karma. Adhyayana, study. When to start your study, when to conclude it. Sankranti. Sankranti means the Sankramana, the transitory phases of sun every year or every month. Graha. Shodasha Karmanam. Observe the transit of the planets and Shodasha Karma. The samskaras for each individual. Prayojanancha Vijneyam Tattat Kala Vinirnajaha. This is the sentence from Narada Maharshi. And who is eligible to do this? Siddhanta Samhita Hora Rupaskandha Tragatmakam. Siddhanta Samhita Hora Rupa Skandha Tragatmakam. Vedasya Nirbalam Chakshuhu Jyotish Shastram Akalmasham. विनयितदखिलं श्रौतं स्मार्तं कर्म न सिद्ध्यति तस्मात् जगद्धिताजयदं ब्रह्मणा निर्मितं पुरा अत एव द्विजैरेतत् अध्येतव्यं प्रयत्नतः. Jyotisha should be definitely studied by everyone. For what? As a profession? For consultancy? No, that is a secondary or even a tertiary process. But the primary purpose of this is your karmanusthana. Every morning, once you wake up, what time should you wake up? How should you calibrate your rising and sleeping? And how should you calibrate with the natural happenings? That is one aspect of it. The second one, what time should you start your anusthana, your rituals, which are very important part of your life. Second one. And what are the important junctures in the monthly cycle? You have to identify them. Accordingly, you have to do this. For a starter, I would recommend Upasana, which is a compulsory procedure for every householder, Grahastha. And every Ahitagni, they perform a karma called Agnihotra. Why Jyotisha is very important is it is dealing with the luminary objects in the celestial space. What are these luminary objects? The primary luminary objects that we come across every day is Surya and Chandra. Without them, nothing moves in our daily rituals. The Panchanga that we call upon, Panchanga means the 5-limbed time-keeping units. How are they? Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana. They are dealing with the transits of both Surya and Chandra. And Jyotish is one of the most important things, as I said, because every morning and every evening Veda reminds you Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha Surya Jyotir Jyotir Surya Swaha. With these two mantras you are offering your ahutis. So Veda is asking you to keep an eye on the Jyotish, the eternal Jyotish. And here again, Jyoti is not just a light. As we all know that there are two types of Jyotish. The first one is the reflectory. The second one is Swaprakasha, which comes on its own. Self-effulgence. Now, the study of Jyotisha involves with both these aspects. Therefore, for your Anusthana, you have to study Jyotisha. Now, who is not eligible to study this? One who does not have the inclination to use it properly, he is barred from it. And there is even a curse, Sneha, Lobhacha, Mohacha, Yo Vipraha, Ajnanatopiva, Upadeshantu Dadya, Sa Narakam Vrajed. Primarily, this is to dissuade people to give the Jyotir Vijnaana to an ineligible person who is exploiting this. One who even attempts giving such jnana, first he will go to the hell. That is one of the dissuading sentences. And again, asya jnanam avashyakam. It's very important to have the knowledge of it. This is a emphasis again given. This is a sentence from Nagadha Jyotisha. Vedahi yajnartha abhipravrattaha कालानुपूर्व्या विहिताश्च यज्ञाः तस्मादिदं कालविधानशास्त्रं यो ज्योतिषं वेद स वेद यज्ञान् यथा शिखा मयूराणां नागानां मणयो यथा तद्वत् वेदाङ्गशास्त्राणां गणितं मूर्ध्नि संस्थितं. We have a common importance giving emphasis on the mathematical aspect of it. Even the Leelavati Ganitam also has this. For all your daily life, even the eternal life, or for your ritualistic life, the mathematics are very important. Similarly, here it's saying is, among all the Vedanga Shastras, the mathematically important Jyotisha occupies the top slot, which is something like the Naga Mani for the serpents. How the gem is very important, this is some similar like this. Why? Because the entire Veda has its purpose rooted in the yajnas. And to conduct any yajna, you need the proper timing. You might always argue that, why? Even without yajna, without any kala, you can start your yajna. I would like to give a small illustration. If you have an outdoor work, you always prefer a clear weather. It should not be too hot or too cold and not raining. That's the time you prefer. When you venture out in this thing. Why? You can always have your umbrella or car, etc. But still it has its discomfort. And one more illustration. If you want to sow the seeds, you prefer a rainy season because there will be natural help for the germination. You don't sow any seed in the peak of the summer. Similarly, the timing is very important for the success of every errand and every task in life. Therefore, to conduct any ritual, you should know the perfect timing for this thing. And kalana purvya vihitascha yajnaha. Tasmadadam kala vidhana shastram. Therefore, whoever knows this kala vidhana shastra, stipulating the right time, he is the master of yajna because he knows Jyotisha. And thereafter, there are several merits which are enlisted here. One of them is Jyotish-chakretu lokasya sarvasyoktam shubhashubham jyotirjnananta yo veda sajati paramang gatim. One who has mastered the science of Jyotisha, he has the propensity and the probability of reaching the utmost position in life and even the next phase of life or afterlife. Now, who is a Jyotishika? As I said, Tadadhite Tadveda is the Vartika, one who studies Jyotisha and one who has mastered it. Both are called as Jyotishika. That is the exact word. Or the second one is Inipratyaja, one who has Jyotisha in his armor. He is called as Jyotishi. Both are correct. There is a Pratyaja called Thak Pratyaja, Kratuktha Sutrantat. Now, what are the synonyms for a Jyotishika? Samvatsara, he is also called as Samvatsara, who determines the length and duration of the Samvatsara, the year. Jyotishika, Daivajna, Ganaka. Daiva means the fate. One who will be able to give the direction of your fate is called as Daivajna. Ganaka, one who counts. Mauhurtika, one who gives the Shubha and Ashubha Nimitta. And Jnanim, one who has the wisdom over this. And Kartantika, Krutanta is the one who ends something and who has mastered this is called as Kartantika. Now, there is also another grammatical beauty. Nakshatra yoge jni, that's a small Vartika. Vartika is it's a ancillary text for Vyakarana. Here the word is Nakshatra yoga. Yoga means to attach, attachment. That is called yoga. Jni is the dhatu, jna avabodhane. One who knows the Nakshatra yoga, for that there is a Pratyaja which is called as Nich Pratyaja, Tatkaroti Tadachaste. Earlier they have given beautiful examples. Kamsam Ghatagati, Kamsavadham Achaste. One who is narrating the Kamsavadha, we call him as Nodi, Ivata Kamsanan Sais Purtidare, Nama Bhagavatul. Kamsanan never Saistala, he is not causing the annihilation of Kamsa, he is only narrating the incident. One who is narrating the incident is deemed as the one who is the cause for that. So that is a literary beauty that we all use in our deploy in our daily usages. Similarly, Pushka Yogan Janati, Pushkena Yojagati. One who knows when is the Pushya Yoga, he is termed as someone who is actually causing the Pushya Yoga. Yes, Swami, Sankramana yavat madistidri. We go to an astrologer, will say, okay, when are you getting the Sankramana done? As if the Surya is in his own pocket diary. But that is the dialect and natural beauty of any language. So this is one important thing. Why I am talking about this thing is the yoga is very important. If I ask you what sort of puja you want to get done, or when is your birthday, everyone will just say, okay, particularly in Tamilian traditions, today is by Janma Nakshatram. In Karnataka and Andhra we say that Janma Tithi, but we call it Janma Nakshatra. And how is that it is Janma Nakshatra for you? We are taught very little about this aspect of Pushya Yoga or the Nakshatra Yoga. Nakshatra is a luminary celestial object. Yoga is to combine or communion. What is mingling with what? Why are you calling it as yoga? That is the question. The term will provoke a thought in every person who is actually thinking about the meanings. Because without knowing the meaning, there is nothing much that can be done. Therefore, our entire tradition has given some peculiar names. The hearing of the name itself will trigger a spark in your mind. Now let me think about what is Nakshatra Yoga. Why this sutra, Pushya Yogam Janati, Nakshatra Yoga Gni. With this I will start my quest into this. To describe the Kumara Sambhava Sarga 7, Saptama Sarga, Girija Kalyana, Kalidasa has given a beautiful poem. Maitre Muhurte Sheshalanchanena Yogangata Suttara Phalgunishu. This is the first part of the stanza. For a starter, Kalidasa is one of the foremost astronomers of our entire Samskrita Vangamaya, Sanskrit literature. And many of his verses contain wonderful references to the astrology. He says, Maitre Muhurte Sheshalanchanena Yogam Gatasu Uttara Phalgunishu. Uttara Phalguni is a nakshatra, Sheshalanchana is Chandra. Once Chandra is in communion with Uttara Phalguni nakshatra, then Parameshwara's the rituals for the marriage they have started. That is the inscription there. Now, what is this communion he is talking about? We are on this planet Earth. According to our current understanding, Chandra or the moon is the satellite of this planet. And there is a apradakshina of this planet as well. So there is some movement on a fixed orbit. So our idea is to understand what is this communion that the Shastras are talking about. And how do you determine that you are born on this nakshatra, and how you are pertained and how you are tied up with this particular block of nakshatra. So this is what we need to think little about it. Once I say nakshatra yoga, I should deem that it's a circle, and our rishis have identified important groups of celestial luminary objects which are called as nakshatras. And when you come across many Vedic sentences and mantras, we have plural, dual and singular usage. To start with, Kurtika Nakshatram. Kurtika is not one. Kritika, it is Bahuvachana, it is plural. So what is the group? Amba, Dula, Nitapnihi, Abhrayanti, Meghayanti, Varashaganti, Chupunika. These are the group of 7 stars which are called as a group of Kritika. Similarly, Rohini is one. Mrigashira is one. Ardra is one. Again, Punarvasu is it's a duet. It is a combination of 2 nakshatras. Therefore, the important celestial objects are grouped, and those 27 groups are identified, and the padas of it. So 108, the 4 padas of each nakshatra, they have been identified. Therefore, if there is a 360 degree, our ancestors have grouped them in such a way so that the 28-day transit of the Chandra, it coincides with the location of each nakshatra. Therefore, nakshatra yoga means the place where you are situated and the incidence of Chandra, moon, in between with the angle of that particular nakshatra. When all of them in the single line, it is called as the nakshatra yoga. That is what you are talking about. At the time of your birth, if Chandra was in line with that particular nakshatra, that has become your Janma nakshatra. Because during your Janma, your birth, there was the transit of Chandra at that particular point. This is what the entire concept is. That is called the nakshatra yoga. Now, what is nakshatra again? There are several literary descriptions for this. Nakshatram is a neuter, napumsaka linga shabda. Naksha gatau. Naksha means to go. In Karnataka also we have got, in Urdu also we have got the word nakshe. Naksha. Naksha means to go. That's making a plan of it. Naksha gatau. So who is going where? Ye gatyarthakaha te praptyarthakaha. That is the understanding. Once you say, I am getting something, I am going something means I am getting something. Shobham gacchati iti nakshatram. One which is very resplendent and very beautiful in nature is called as nakshatra. That is one. The second explanation is even more better. Sthanat sthanantaram gacchati. From this position, it is going to another position, therefore it is called as nakshatra. And we have the grammatical explanation. Nakshagatu, abhi nakshi gaji, vadhipatibhyaha, atran. Atra is that is the pratyaja, naksha, atra, nakshatra. That is the derivative meaning of it. Now, which is going what? We all think that a distant object is constant, because you are not able to notice its movement with a naked eye. That is why we feel that okay, distant object is not moving actually. Once we are at a higher plane, from there if you see the objects are deemed not to be moving, they seem static. But when you come closer to the object, then we will see all the movements. Similarly, a celestial object which is light years away, it is deemed as static. Dhruva nakshatra, we say that's the North Pole, so it's constant. But whereas it is also moving, and our current understanding definitely supports the Vedic inscriptions. There is constant movement actually, but you are too distant to notice that. Therefore, sthanat sthanantaram gacchati. From its place, it is going to a different place. Though the next derivative meaning of nakshatra, we have to go to the another synonym, which is called tara or taraka. For this, we have the Vedic reference. Salilam va idabam tarasi it yadataran tattarakanam tarakatvam. Before the formation of the entire galactic circles, when the stars were forming, even today we say that there are many burnouts which are causing the disappearance of several stars and the new stars are born. So this is particularly referring to that particular aspect. Salilam va idamam tarasi it. Prior to the creation, there was just space. There were no objects actually. Some sort of vacuum was there. At that time, those who have formed, who have crossed that stage, ataran, tarati means one who is crossing it. Those who have crossed that stage and taken a form, they are called as taraka. And what is so significant about that knowing the nakshatra? Yova iha gejate abhugumsa lokan nakshate tan nakshatrana nakshatratvam. One who is actually conducting his rituals and anusthana on the particular day of each nakshatra, he has the possibility and definite propensity to reach that stage. How is it possible? He have a mortal body, and the nakshatra is a celestial body. And do you expect this mortal body to transform into a celestial body? It is illogical. But who said that this mortal body is getting transformed? No. For that, we have references from Atharva Veda and Yajurveda as well. Sukrutam va etani jyoti gumshi yan nakshatrani tan yevapnoti. Sukrutam va etani jyoti gumshi. Those who have made excellent efforts on this planet, their souls in the form of a light, they are assuming, they are metamorphosed into a greater state that is called the nakshatra. Tan yeva apnoti. And there are several other references for the nakshatra shabda, and one important one is Purusha Sukta. What does it say? Ahoratre parshve nakshatrani rupam ashvinau yatam ishtam vanishana. For the Virat Purusha, who is Virat Purusha? Virat Purusha